right, cellists, welcome back to lesson 26. So today we are going to be working on the lower C string. We're going to be using the lower octave C major scale. So previously we just did the upper octave, fourth finger on G, on the G string. And so you have that upper octave C scale, and then now we're going to be doing the lower one. So the lower one is going to start on the open C and then work up to finger 4. Now in your book we have kind of been working on learning all of the strings simultaneously throughout the book, and so I did introduce page 36 to you guys previously. So you already know that you have open C, and then you have D, then E on your third finger, and then F. So you have C, D, E, F, like that. So hopefully you guys have already worked on exercises 144 through 148. I believe those are the ones I gave you guys in that lesson. And now we're gonna kind of do a recap with exercise 148 and 149, and this is on page 36. So starting off, we're going to be starting with the fourth finger. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 down. So this is F, and we're gonna do that twice as a half note. With a 2-beat rest there. So you have 1, 2, rest, rest. And then moving up from there, you start on the C, moving up to D, E, and then F as a half note with half rest as well. So work on that one, make sure you're comfortable with all of the notes on that string, and then you're ready to do the lower octave C major scale. So this one starts on finger 4 on G. So that C right there, and we're going to be working backwards all the way down to open C, and then back to fourth finger C. So here we go. When you finish on that fourth finger C, this one here, you'll know it's in perfect tune if this open C vibrates as well. Your bow won't be touching it, but you can see how this one vibrates as well. Watch that string real closely. So not only is it just this one vibrating, also this one, and that shows that we're in tune, and they're both C's and they sound good together. So that's how you can test your intonation. That works on the violin as well. So any of the strings. Okay, so now that we have that scale down, we're going to work towards page 37. We're going to do 37 and work on whole notes and whole rests. So a whole note is 4 counts. So previously we've been working on quarter notes, which is 1 count, half notes, 2 counts, and dotted half notes, which are 3 counts. So our whole note is 4 counts. That just means you're going to be doing a longer bow stroke, a slower bow stroke, you might say. So there's a rhythm exercise up here, exercise 150 on page 37, and you can just pick any open string you want to work on. If you want to work on the open C, since that's what we're using in the lesson, that's great too. So I'll do mine on C. So on 150, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up bow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 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 rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that whole rest there looks just like a half rest, except the whole rest is actually hanging down off of the fourth line, whereas the half rest is sitting up on the third line of the staff. So make sure you look at make sure you study your little yellow theory boxes there at the top of the page. Okay, let's take a look at how to play this with fingers. So we're going to use slow bows for these whole notes. So we're going to be starting on F, which is fourth finger, if you remember. So we have fourth finger is F, third finger is E, second finger we're not talking about yet because that would be an E flat or a D sharp, and then first finger is D, and then of course open C. So we'll talk more about second finger as we get into book 2 coming up very soon. All right, so let's take a look at this one. Exercise 151, we start on F for 4 counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then E. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go to D for quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 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 and then open C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now make sure as you do your whole note at the end, don't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, stop and kill your tone. Let it ring out. That makes a great ending. Okay, so that's always good. Okay, now we're gonna work on a little song here. Long ago, exercise 152, starting on open C. So that makes it really easy to get it in tune. Starting on an open string is always great little tunes to work towards intonation. So, okay, here we go, starting on C. So notice there's a tie there, and it's a whole note to a quarter note. So that means you're going to have a total of 5 counts, and you can either count to 5 or you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and it's still the correct amount of beats. Okay, over here in our next little theory box, it tells us the definition of an arpeggio. An arpeggio is just a fancy little Italian word that means chords broken up. Okay, so it's just the same way as if you were playing a guitar chord and rather than strumming it all together, just like playing one string at a time. So that's all an arpeggio is. So we're going to take a look at the arpeggio here at the end of the exercise, exercise 153. So it starts out with the scale like this. Is the thirds or the skips, we might say. So the C, the E, and the G. And then we also put the top tone, the higher octave C, on top of there at the end to make it a full arpeggio. So we're going from open C, E, G, C. So we're also doing that C and then coming back down on that one and finishing on the open C. So make sure you get those practiced very carefully because intonation can be a bit wonky there when you're trying to do skips rather than just steps one at a time up the staff. Okay, exercise 154, that is just for orchestras. No need to do that. And then we have one last song here, Monday's Melody. This one is fun because it has eighth notes, so it's really fun to play fast, but I'm going to show y'all at practice tempo so you can kind of hear what you need to be working towards. Okay, so this one has DC Alfiné. And remember, that just means you're going to, your first time through, you're going to play past the point where you see the word finé. It's spelled fine. It's pronounced finé. And you're just going to go all the way to the end where you see DC Alfiné. And then you go back to the beginning and then play until you see finé. And then that's the whole song. So here's how it goes. Starting on open C. Eighth note start, so start out slowly. So don't just stop your tone. Okay, let it ring and lift off so it sounds really good and it really resounds. A quick tip for playing on the C string, it will be much harder on your fingers. So try not to allow the fingers to dip backwards in this way, like this. That will try to happen a lot because of the thickness of the string. So really try to control the fingers, keep that knuckle firm, keep those fingers firm, and really just keep them strong as you're doing that. An exercise you can work towards is strumming with each finger, and I believe I showed those in the very beginning of this course. So if you want some reminders on those, take a look at some of the warm-ups in the beginning of the course. And then another one is place all fingers down and then tap, and that will really prepare you for playing on the C string. So hopefully you guys have been doing that from the very beginning of the course, and so it should be getting easier now as you're working through everything. Keep in mind to keep working on tone studies 1 through 4, as I introduced in previous videos, because tone study number 5 is coming up. So be looking for it in the next few lessons. And we are almost to the end of this book. And so the book is going to be 30 lessons, so we're almost done. And then at the very end, I'm going to do a separate video for each of the performance pieces. And that starts on page, let's see what page that starts on. Page 43. So page 43, I'll probably do both of those 2 short songs in the same video. And then I'll be making separate instructional videos for each of the songs after that, because I want you to be able to kind of go back over those and work at them on your own pace while we begin working through book 2. So these will be separate videos that you can watch over and over again. You can play along with they're duets, so y'all can play the opposite part that I'm not playing, and so on. So enjoy practicing, work on your lower C major scale, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Have fun.